Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here and joining. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. We're here today to announce the arrest of 3 major fentanyl traffickers involved in cartel activity and the seizure of 14 million. You heard that right, 14 million lethal doses of fentanyl worth a street value of $55 million. Before we dive in, I want to thank our law enforcement partners who are standing together, who are working hard to address this crisis, not just for this announcement, but every day and in the days ahead. First, Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman. Very proud to be working on this case and others in the past, in the future, but today we have an exciting announcement and we're proud to stand together. The Downey Police Department, incredible partner in this investigation, and our collective message is clear. It's consistent to those distributing illicit fentanyl throughout our communities and in the process inflicting pain, suffering, and death on Californians. We'll prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Today is just one example. After a thorough investigation, my office's fentanyl enforcement program, alongside the Downey Police Department, seized 20 kilograms of powder fentanyl, 5 kilograms of heroin, 1 kilogram of cocaine, and 2 firearm suppressors. This is our biggest bust yet. This powder fentanyl would have been turned into pills. 14 million lethal doses of fentanyl pills to be exact. We all know one pill can kill. That's nearly $55 million worth of this deadly poison. There's no telling how many lives would be tragically cut short and how many communities would have been devastated had these drugs been distributed. And thankfully, this time we won't have to find out. But we have to remain relentless in our life-saving efforts to combat illicit fentanyl, especially because for Americans age 18 to 45, the leading cause of death is fentanyl overdose. No community is untouched by this crisis, unfortunately. Rural or urban, high or low income, Republican or Democrat, children or adults, everyone's been touched. That's why we're taking action to prevent fentanyl from tearing more families apart. In 2021, I established the statewide fentanyl enforcement program to detect, disrupt, and dismantle fentanyl criminal enterprises and prevent fentanyl from reaching our neighborhoods and our communities. Our investigative teams are spread throughout the state strategically, placed in San Diego, Los Angeles, and the Bay Area. So far, our fentanyl seizures have totaled approximately 14 million, plus fentanyl pills, over 6,000 pounds of powder, and over 483 arrests. And we're not stopping. Too many people are unaware that the illicit street drugs they're buying may be laced with a poison that can kill them with as little as 2 milligrams. That looks like a few grains of salt. It's why DOJ is working to strengthen the availability of life-saving overdose reversal drugs like naloxone, also known as Narcan. We've also taken steps to hold the opioid industry accountable for their role in causing this crisis. So far, we've secured more than $2 billion for California throughout nationwide settlements. So we're working on Wall Street as well as on Main Street to tackle this problem. While nothing can bring back the lives lost or erase the pain that fentanyl has caused loved ones, we're using that money for treatment and prevention strategies, and crucially, to keep more people from falling victim to these overdoses. Our work won't stop until the deaths from illicit fentanyl do. We'll continue to collaborate with our law enforcement partners who put their lives on the line every day to put a halt to this crisis. We'll continue to investigate and prosecute fentanyl traffickers. As AG, I'll continue to marshal the resources, expertise, and intelligence of California DOJ to put a stop to these dangerous crimes. I'd like to take a moment to thank my team, Sam Aguilar, Ray Diaz, Chief Stephen Woolery, who helped us get to where we are today. Thank you again to our partners in this investigation. We couldn't have done it without you. Today is a day of collaboration, of law enforcement partners working together hand in hand to deliver more public safety, more accountability, more justice to the people of Los Angeles and the people of LA. I'm grateful to be part of it. Before we open it up for questions, I'd like to turn it over to Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman.
Thank you very much, Attorney General Bonta. Thank you very much for your team, your fentanyl task force, the members that you brought here today. Thank you to Downey Police Chief Scott Loeffner in the tremendous work that the Downey Police Department did to investigate this case and seize 50 pounds of fentanyl. And to give you an idea what 50 pounds of fentanyl looks like, we had Attorney General Bonta describe the number of lethal doses that would represent. 14 million lethal doses of 2 milligrams or more. That is one lethal dose more than every resident of LA County, of the 11 million residents of LA County. This one seizure could have killed literally every resident in LA County by itself. And to give you an idea and a perspective, in 2024, across the U.S.-Canadian border, there was less than 50 pounds of fentanyl seized. So they seized in one afternoon more fentanyl than was seized in the entire U.S.-Canadian border in an entire year in one apartment. The scope of this problem is absolutely enormous. People have analogized fentanyl dealers, and I don't call them dealers. I call them fentanyl poisoners, because fentanyl is not about getting high. It is about actually killing you. The DEA estimates that 7 out of 10 of those counterfeit pills that are easily accessible by children on the internet contain lethal doses of fentanyl. That's your fake Oxycontin, your fake Vicodin, Xanax, Percocets that are easily accessible through the internet by children. And the Attorney General is right that the number one killer of 18 to 45-year-olds out there isn't car accidents, isn't anything else, it's fentanyl poisoning. Today, 6 to 7 homeless people in Los Angeles County will lose their life due to a fentanyl overdose. Let me say that again. Today, 6 to 7 people in LA County who are unhoused and homeless will lose their life to a fentanyl overdose. I've heard it analogized to these fentanyl dealers or poisoners that they are basically silent assassins. Imagine if we had a sniper that was sitting on the overpass for the 405 freeway, and that sniper every single day was picking off 6 to 7 Los Angelinos as they were driving their cars down the 405 South. We would shut down a good chunk of LA looking for that sniper. Now imagine there's 100 snipers on every freeway overpass in Los Angeles County. You would shut down pretty much all of Los Angeles County until you rounded up these 100 or so snipers. We have more than effectively 100 snipers or assassins dealing fentanyl poison every day in Los Angeles County. And as the Attorney General through his statewide task force has shown, up and down this entire state. I cannot understate the enormity of the effort that needs to go into enforcing the drug laws against these fentanyl poisoners and bringing a massive education effort to both students at the 5th grade level, at the middle school level, at the high school level, and to their parents to explain to them the perils that are involved in the drug supply. And when I say the drug supply, this is not the 1960s or 70s, kids. I hate to tell you. It means that your marijuana is being laced with fentanyl. The cocaine, the heroin, the methamphetamine, all these counterfeit pills have lethal doses of fentanyl. The odds of you actually taking one of these counterfeit pills and dying are worse than the odds of Russian roulette. In Russian roulette, there's a 6-shooter. You put one bullet in, it's 1 in 6 chance. This is 7 out of 10. So we're hoping that the message goes out from this enforcement effort today to the fentanyl poisoners out there that we're coming for you. We're going to prosecute you. And I have an incredible team here in the LADA's office, as the Attorney General has statewide. My team is represented today through our Chief Deputy, Stephen Katz, and the Head Deputy of our Major Narcotics Division, Juan Mejia. And right now in court is Deputy District Attorney Mark Inaba, who's actually dealing with these particular 3 defendants in court today. So again, I thank the incredible efforts of the Downey Police Department to seize this fentanyl in the way that they did it. I thank the Attorney General and his entire team as well. And I thank the members of the District Attorney's Office who will relentlessly and tirelessly prosecute fentanyl poisoners now and in the future. I now will turn it over to Downey Police Chief Scott Loeffner.
Good morning. Fentanyl is the deadliest drug distributed in the illegal drug market and has affected the Downey community with numerous overdoses and even deaths. Unfortunately, I have seen firsthand the devastating impacts fentanyl can have on these victims and their families. There's nothing worse than telling a family that their high school child has overdosed and passed away from taking fentanyl. This investigation shows the level of dangerous drugs that are being brought into our communities. When I was looking at coming out here and speaking to all of you, I looked and I'd been informed about this case, and over 50 pounds of fentanyl. You're hearing that and you're thinking that's a lot. But as mentioned earlier, that's 14 million pills at a street value of $55 million. To say that this investigation has saved thousands of lives is an understatement. In addition to this fentanyl, we shouldn't look over the fact that 14 pounds of heroin and 10 pounds of methamphetamine were also seized. I'm extremely thankful for the work of our officers and detectives, led by Captain Villegas and Lieutenant Doyle, along with our partners from the DOJ. This was a great collaboration that helped bring this poison off of our streets. The charges being filed by District Attorney Hochman and his office shows that they stand beside law enforcement and will ensure those who sell, distribute, and manufacture fentanyl and other illegal drugs will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Thank you.